do like me to appreciate your will. I know you got an elevator in your house, but with me you appreciate the steps. Act like you don't wanna see how much of this Jack Daniels you can handle. You wanna drink and get cut like Rambo, and let me drive your daddy's Lambo. Take me up to Beverly.
Alright, so today I'm going to show you guys the inside of the DC Audio 90.4 4-channel amplifier. The main reason why I'm opening this up is because I've had a few problems with the RCA inputs on these. And I'll say to you right now, before you say anything, this is at no fault of DC Audio. This is completely my own fault. It was just lack of care with handling the amp. During my build, I had it kind of sliding around in the back of the car, and probably one of the RCAs got bumped and it broke the ground connections inside, and these are kind of fragile. The only thing I could suggest for DC Audio in the future is possibly getting the Tiffany style inputs, but I mean it's not really their fault at all. So don't judge the amp in that reasoning, because it was my fault. Anyway, I have to get in there and have to figure out if I can fix that or not myself. But I figured I'd take the opportunity and show you guys the internals of the amp. Overall, I really enjoy this amp. It's really high quality as far as everything goes for the controls and settings. You can see a lot of adjustments you can make, but I've personally had issues with the grounds, so that's just something I have to deal with here. But overall, the look of the amp is simple and clean. I really like that. Nice big connections over here, clearly marked for all 4 channels. 4-gauge inputs. You got a pair of 40 amp fuses. This amp's good down to 2 ohms. I believe it's 130 watts per channel at 2 ohm, and then 90 per channel at 4 ohm. It does run a little warm at 2 ohm. Granted, it is a class AB amplifier, so they do run warm, so you gotta just watch over them, make sure they got a lot of breathing room and all that. Back sticker. They got a little venting on the back there too. But very heavy, solid, good amp. Just do wish they had the Tiffany style RCAs, but that's I might possibly switch over to those if they fit on here, or just replace the RCAs. But we'll go ahead and open it for you guys. If you need to get any DC Audio product, go hit up DC Audio online. You can talk to Rusty and send them guys an email. Anyway, let's get on with it. So keep in mind, if you pull off the back cover, you do void the warranty, as it says right here. I've already done so, and I'm fully aware of that. It's not a problem. I don't have an issue with DC Audio and needing a warranty, because I can get these pretty easily from them. So go ahead and take the cover off. I'm going to use something to pry up on this. Try not to scratch it up more than it already is. This one-handed thing isn't really working for me. Maybe I could drop the back off. So here's the internals. Very beautiful looking amp in here. High quality connections. You can see DC logos, all the goodies. You can tell these are built really well. So what I gotta deal with is these guys right here, and see if I can't get them off the board, and if so, how to wire up another set. But pretty well laid out board. Solid big connections everywhere. So very clean looking amp. Nice to see plexiglass on these. They look good that way. So I'm gonna dive a little deeper in this and see what I can do with it. I just gotta figure out either how to repair these or replace them or whatever, so I can get the grounds fixed. Because what's happening is the grounds broke somewhere inside these little blocks here, from prying on the RCAs, or they got hit, and when you plug the channel in, all the speakers do is squeal really bad. And at first, only one of them broke on one of the channels, and two channels, these two, they share the same ground. So when this one had a bad ground problem, if you plug that channel in by itself, the speaker would squeal really bad and you get no signal through. But as soon as you plug this one in, you get grounding for that one also, because they share a ground. And it fixed the problem for a while until this one broke. For some reason this side wanted to break real bad. This side I haven't had an issue with, and I feel as if they just got bumped or something at some point and I broke them myself. So again, like I said, no fault of DC, although I would like to see the Tiffany style. Yet, you know, not a lot of amps use that, but it is better. Anyway, since I have to deal with what I have to deal with, I'm gonna try to figure out how to get down in there. And it appears that the positive is going to be that side and that side, that side and that side, and then the centers are the negatives. And I have a SoundStream amplifier that I can pull apart, and they're laid out a little differently, so either I got to figure out how to rearrange that or go get the Tiffany style and just hardwire right to all that stuff. But I'm pretty happy because this looks fairly accessible to get soldering iron down into. Whereas the SoundStream, the negative is located underneath this in the center, and I can't get the soldering iron to it without going underneath the board. And this one I didn't want to take apart and go underneath the board, so that's good. But I gotta figure out how to get a connection to go. So we'll see if I can do that or not. Alright, so we just finished soldering on this. Here's the old one that I just pulled off. As you can see, the ground posts come back and they go into the circuit board further back. These ones, they didn't do that, so I had to run these wires. So I'm hoping the wires are going to be okay. I don't like it, but it is what it is. But it's hard to get a soldering iron. I had to pretty much solder everything from underneath the board. Can't really see, but there it is. Hope it works. Alright, so knock on some wood. I fixed this. It appears to be working, all 4 channels. I can go up full volume and I haven't had any issue. I just gotta put the cover back on. And you can see this is the part out of the other amp. I have the jury rig, some little wires on there so that I can have grounds because of the way these are shaped. But it was tough getting a big old soldering iron in there. I had to do a lot of the work from the underneath side of the board, and it's not perfect, but it appears to work. Hopefully that continues to work. The RCAs themselves, I kind of tried to spread them open so they come on and off easier, so that might help from breaking. I just gotta watch that I don't hit the ends too much. I honestly think these terminals are better than the ones that came originally with DC. They're just a different size. So hopefully they're a little better. They're not the Tiffany style. I might end up doing that if I have to go to that, so they never have an issue, but for now I think I'm okay. But anyway, so they're all working. I discovered I had some overlapping issues, so I had that first issue, but it might not have been bad as I thought, because I actually discovered that last night when I was driving back that I shook my door speaker out of the door, and these are the CT sounds, but they have compression terminals that shorted out on the door skin and freaked the amp out. So I had that issue. I just discovered it today because it was playing and I tap it and it would start freaking the amp out, and I knew something was up with that speaker. Found out that the bass had shook all the screws out I only found 3 or 4 screws. The speaker was almost out the door, so that was interesting. So life with 18s isn't all it's cracked up to be, because it breaks shit. I'm ready to go at the same time. Playing wherever I leave my remote here. Put these in the other day. So it's all working. Just the 4 channels. So put the back cover back on and conclude it. But that's a pretty good look at our amp here. To see more great videos, hit that subscribe button. You can also find me on Google+, follow me on Instagram, and join the all-new Facebook page to keep up with all things car audio.
Hillbilly in Beverly Hills. And so, drama beat.